What's up everybody, Bandit here, and today we're revealing yet another new project on the channel. So you've seen my Can-Am Outlander, you've seen the Dodge, you've seen several of our other projects including Chad's Tacoma, which I'm sure is how a lot of y'all got to this channel in the first place. But today we're starting yet another new chapter, and without further ado, here it is. So this is a Polaris RZR 570, and this is the smallest of the RZR lineup. It is just a 50-inch wide, and it is the 570 single-cylinder mill. So it does have engine braking, it does have power steering, and this is actually sort of a rare combination. It seems like most of the time when people want to spend more and more money on the RZRs, they end up with these 60-inch wide offerings, and you know, obviously they have a better ride and they have the pros and cons, but for here in this part of the country and for here kind of with what I have to work with, I really think the 50-inch wide makes a lot of sense. And the biggest reason for that is this RZR will actually fit on a truck bed, so you don't have to pull a trailer everywhere you go. It will just fit there on the truck bed, and it will also be great on those tighter trails. So this model is a 2013. I did find it used, and honestly, these 570s and the 800s that they replaced are some of the cheapest RZRs that you can get into. So I know a lot of times we're talking about really new machines like we are back there with the Can-Am Outlander that you can see, but some people don't have the budget for that, or you just want to save a little bit of extra cash and you want to go with a used machine, and I wanted to pursue that route as well. So this machine was about $5,500. The only thing wrong with it was it needed a new U-joint on the front of the drive shaft. We already got that replaced, and you can see I've been ripping around a little bit in it. It is a little bit dirty, but the other reason for this is I actually bought it more for my girlfriend. So I truly love being on a four-wheeler a whole lot more than I like being in any other four-wheeled machine, including this RZR, including trucks and everything like that. I love being on a four-wheeler, but she's not as experienced. She just hasn't been off-road that much, and I felt a whole lot better with her trying out something that does have a cage around it. So we're gonna both take this out on the trail today, see how she likes it. It will be one of the first times she's actually driven it, and see how it goes. So for the most part, this thing is stock. It does have a roof, a rear view mirror, a little windshield, the Polaris bumper, winch, and some rock rails, but overall the thing is pretty much stock. It is rolling on 25-inch tires, which we'll talk about in a different video because they're actually quite a bit smaller than 25s. But ultimately, not a whole lot's been done to this thing, and I think it'll be great. So the 570s do have just under 50 horsepower, and I think that should be just fine for her. Again, she's not the most experienced off-road driver, and also the engine braking and the power steering should really help her out. One other thing that helped me make my decision is, although this is a 2013 model with around 1,500 miles on it, you could go out to a Polaris dealership today and pick up one of these in exactly this form. So when this came out, it was considered the LE, the limited edition, and that's how you get the color scheme and everything like that. But the brand new ones look exactly the same, where the 800s were replaced by the 900s, and then the 1000s, and then the 1000 XPs, and the 1000 Pro XPs, and the list goes on and on. The 570 has kind of remained the same, and the biggest reason for that is it is an entry model. It does have good suspension, it does ride pretty good, but overall, you can spend a lot more money on these, and this is really the best way to get into it for a cheap price. Like I said, there are several reasons why you would want a 570. The biggest reason, in my opinion, is it is a 50-inch wide. So again, it doesn't ride quite as smooth, but you can put it on those tight trails, and I should be able to keep up with my Outlander, at least for the most part, on those tighter trails. Where with a wider 60-inch machine or 64-inch machine or 68-inch machine, you know, all those are just going to feel very, very tight out there on the trails. So let's get this thing out there without further ado and hit some trails. So we got the little 570 here back in the garage and all cleaned up. And ultimately, the little RZR did pretty good. Now, this is the smallest machine. It's not a speed demon, but it easily goes down the trail at your normal trail cruising speeds, you know, between 10 and 20 miles an hour. And then if it starts to open up a little bit, this thing will easily get to 40 miles an hour. And to be honest with you, I haven't even found the top speed of it yet, but we'll save that for another video. Now, two of the problems that kind of arose during the quick trail ride that we had is that it really doesn't have a whole lot of ground clearance, and that's down to two main reasons. The first is down here in the wheel well, and that's these stock springs. They are notoriously soft on these RZRs, especially the 570s, and it seems like after around 800 miles, the stock springs are really soft, so we will need to replace those. And also these tires, they are, as far as I know, the stock tires, they do say on the side of the tire that they are around a 25 inch, but they actually in reality measure closer to 23 and a half, somewhere in there. So between the tires not really adding to the ground clearance and the soft springs, we really don't have a ton of ground clearance, and that's one of the first things we're going to have to address with this new machine. However, two of the really nice things: it does have the engine braking, it does have the electronic power steering, and that really makes going down the trail nice and smooth and effortless. You're not working the wheel hard, even in the tighter sections where you're really sawing at it. It's really effortless, and ultimately it does ride pretty smooth. So let me know what you think about the RZR 570, and let me know what you'd like to see done to it in the comment section below. I think it'll be a really fun project on the channel, and ultimately it'll add another machine when sometimes I don't want to take out the Outlander. So again, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll catch you next time.